The Baltimore Ravens are officially on the clock in the NFL draft. They've already hit slam dunk picks with Malachi Starks and Mike Green, and the Ravens are about to pick again. This is the series I do every year, reacting instantly to every Baltimore Ravens draft pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars just took Wyatt Milam, so that's an offensive guard off the table, but there's still a lot of talent available. Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the Ravens pick, who you wanted them to go and who you want them to go with their next pick. Overall, I'm thinking I'd rather go offensive line or cornerback. That's kind of where I'm thinking, in my personal opinion. Offensive line, a guy like Charles Grant is in play. That's kind of the big name that I think a lot of people are going to want, but there's plenty of players that could potentially be selected at this spot out of a lot of different schools. Now it's hard to kind of predict where O linemen go, but Charles Grant would be my pick if we do go guard. And then in terms of the offensive side of the ball, in terms of skill positions, sure, there are some receivers that we could potentially go. I love Ian Manor. Royals isn't a bad player. Tight end, we could go if we trade Mark Andrews, but we haven't had any Mark Andrews news, so I'm not necessarily thinking that he's going to get traded. So I don't think we should go tight end. I don't think we should go running back. Obviously, we're set at quarterback. So on the defensive side of the ball, it's either linebacker or cornerback for me. Chris Paul Jr. is a really good, really talented linebacker. I wouldn't be upset with him at all. I think he's a really good football player. However, I'm looking at the cornerback position. I made a video on, best cornerbacks to take in day 2. And one of the guys that I talked about was Denzel Burke. He's still available. Cornerback out of the Ohio State University. Very good in press man coverage. Would love to get him. Quincy Riley out of Louisville is still available. Another good athletic cornerback that can, get you some interceptions. Stout is available. He's a big-time interception player, a little bit undersized at the cornerback position, but there's talent here. The Ravens could also go with the interior defensive line. There's a ton of the interior defensive linemen that are really good. I just feel like it's unlikely that they, try and snag, more defensive line when they've already gotten 2 players. So I don't know exactly what they're going to do. And I just realized I had my the baseball game I was also watching on. So I apologize for you guys hearing that audio. I will put in, in the comment section down below, like where exactly the pick will happen. But once the Rams pick happens, it's a commercial break right now. So they'll do both picks back to back. Hopefully they actually announce it. When we were watching the Mike Green pick, they were doing the Jack Beck interview and they just flashed across the bottom of the screen, which they typically do on day 3 for a lot of the picks. They don't show a lot of them. But it's kind of frustrating when you're round 2 pick. They don't actually show it. A little bit annoying. But overall, I think the draft has gone really well. Obviously getting 2 of the best players at their position in this class with Mike Green, with Malachi Starks. I think it's just a showcase of how exactly the Ravens go about things. Best player available, not trading up, letting the draft board fall to them. It's gone very well so far today. It went very well yesterday. If I had to guess where I think the Baltimore Ravens would actually lean, I feel like it's probably going to be offensive line, and I feel like it will be Charles Grant, unless of course the Rams do pick him here. They haven't announced who they've officially picked. I don't like checking the Twitter. I like to watch it. I like to hear the audio. I've also started an Instagram account. If you guys want to check that out, posting a little bit of short form content, me reacting to highlights. I posted one me reacting to Malachi Starks highlights, and then obviously my instant reactions. So check out the Instagram, TTB Ravens on Instagram. Also posted on TikTok as well. So having a lot of fun doing that, trying to get maybe 1 video a day doing that in addition to the daily full-length videos. It is different content that they're doing. The Rams are announcing right now. We'll see who they select. Hopefully it's not somebody that we're looking at. Okay, Josiah Stewart. Not a player that I think the Ravens were going to target because he is a pass rusher. He is an edge rusher. He is from Michigan, so maybe the Ravens actually were targeting him because we love our Michigan guys. But, Jim Harbaugh's not there anymore to give us the inside scoop that really never worked out. But overall, happy that the Rams didn't go with someone that, I think the Ravens could go after. Another player to potentially bring up at corner is a guy like Kobe Bryant, who not a lot of people have been talking about, but he's a big time turnover maker. I want to say he has 14 career interceptions in his college career. I was a little bit upset. The Chiefs, a couple picks before us, they did take Noel Williams, who was someone I was pretty high on and was a huge interception guy. So kind of unfortunate when a big rival gets someone that you're really looking forward to potentially drafting. The Steelers, they drafted Caleb Johnson. Nobody's drafted Shador. Let me know where you guys think Shador Sanders is going to go. But I assume that the Ravens are going to announce their pick pretty soon. They've already got them that the pick is in. So again, the Ravens knew exactly who they wanted to draft. And again, that just shows they are waiting for the board to follow them, right? They know exactly what they want. They've been sitting on one player, or maybe two players, three players, but there's a lot of talent out there. They're already walking out the guys. So let's see here. Who's announcing this pick? I can't tell who it is. Oh, there we go. All right. The Baltimore Ravens are selecting Emery Jones Jr. Wow. He goes much earlier than a lot of people thought. Obviously, playing opposite Will Campbell at LSU. He very talented, did deal, I believe, with a little bit of injury history, but really big. Definitely gave up more sacks than Will Campbell did at the right tackle position. However, this was a really intriguing prospect that may have to switch over to guard, but he could absolutely allow develop into a right tackle, I think. But I think this is a selection to try and get him at guard earlier, competing right away. And I think this is a really good pick. They love transitioning those tackles to guards. He's been a right tackle. Roger Rosengarten, not that I think this will happen, but Roger Rosengarten is somebody that was talked about originally as like, hey, maybe he plays guard. They love those types of players. Emory Jones could potentially be a tackle for the Ravens down the line. I think they'll try him out at guard originally. And I think there's a good chance he wins that starting job over either Daniel Faalele because he does prefer the right side, or maybe even Andrew Voorhees on the left. I think this is a solid pick. They get an offensive lineman. We'll see what happens if they're able to trade up, maybe grab a cornerback. But so far, I think this is an A draft. In my book, I'm excited to watch more of Emory Jones's film because I did watch him a little bit, but I thought he was going to be a day 3 offensive lineman. So I didn't watch him as much as some of the other day 2 offensive linemen. So pretty excited to go watch the film, high potential guy because he does come from the SEC. I did see they flashed only 2 sacks given up in 14 starts. So solid, productive, good size at a position of need. Eric DaCosta, I think that's well done. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more. I'll see all of you again tomorrow, or if the Ravens make another pick tonight, reacting and talking about more content. Subscribe for more. See you again then.